All right, good morning, good morning. All right, good morning, good morning. Let everyone pile in to the class. All right, cool, cool, cool. Let's get it going. Thank you guys for coming. Today's gonna be more on investments. So it's gonna be a lot of information to take, maybe some brand new how should I say subjects. So let's get it going. Let's get it going and let's try to have a decent class. Do do. All right. Okay, so today's gonna be a class on investments. I appreciate you guys coming in. We shall be starting in just a couple more moments just to make sure everyone's dialed in and everyone's checked in. So let's go. Let me get everything on my end. Still waiting for a couple people, but we're gonna be starting. All right, just a couple more people log in, but we will be starting soon. Like high tradition like to start it, we will start with the emotions wheel and then continue from there. And remember, the emotions wheels is identifying how you feel. And if you could start identifying how you feel at a moment's notice, it's easier for you to start seeing how successful you can be, how successful you are in every aspect. So this is, your time to reflect on how do you truly feel right now. So start one from the outside, one from the middle, and one from the very center. So how do you feel right now? If you want a level of privacy, you can send it to me directly, and if not, please send it to the group. So how do you feel right now? And honesty is much appreciated at this moment. All right. And while you're filling that out, just to let you know, today is Thursday. The field trip signups are due tomorrow. So please, the individuals who are going to be paid, it's 4 points. You get paid. Remember, a couple of you on the screen did not get the complete 500 bucks, and it's good to start this year on a positive note and start it on a good note so you can make as much as the stipend you could get. Remember, this is an internship. And the JD Finance Park's a cool park. It's a park that provides you real financial action as an adult. You'll get an income, you'll get all this cool stuff, you get certain speakers to benefit you. So really take advantage of that because it's pretty cool. I went there last year, believe once, or the year before. All right, and I appreciate you guys expressing your emotions. We got a couple left. Remember that Joanna does take track of everything you do and also keeps track of everything you don't do. So little by little, let's get it filled out and we continue from there. All right, boom. So we'll be starting our presentation now. Appreciate you guys sharing the need. This class is going to be particularly focusing on investments. So it's going to be a slightly slower class, but the class is focused on giving you the basic understanding and the basic knowledge of investments. It could be bonds, it could be stocks, it could be real estate, different and very traditional forms of real estate. But before that, do we have any announcements before I start, Miss Johanna or Miss Sheila Jane?
Yes, thank you so much, Pablo. Hi, everyone. If you thank you so much for coming, and I really do appreciate you always for coming into these classes. But yes, for announcement, please make sure you turn your camera on. Quite ironic because I'm not turning my camera on, but I will be in a couple of minutes. Please turn your camera on. If you cannot, please message one of our VAs here for the attendance, Johanna, so that if you cannot turn your camera on, you just have to let her know so we can consider your attendance. Also, for your names, please add S before your name so we can identify you. If you're alumni, please add alumni before your name. I think that's all. Thank you.
All right, cool, cool, cool. So she provides good information to help the class run a little bit more productively. But investments, 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 investments. Obviously, there's a lot of people, and you hear on social media, gurus and stuff like that. Be careful with them. But investments, in short, is something that you invest in to gain from. In my opinion, the best investment is yourself. Invest in yourself through knowledge, through physical health, through physical that. Because if you yourself are a person who takes time to invest in themselves, everything will play out. Because you got to invest in yourself before anything else. But we will go start this presentation on investments. Last week, we covered the basic stuff, pretty much clearing what we talked about the semester before: vision, SMART goals, embracing discomfort, progress, and setting new goals to stretch you out. But in this section is going to be a little bit more tedious. It's going to be a little bit more detail oriented. And this is going to be, I believe, stretching your knowledge of banking and investing a little more than that you're used to. Or some of you are going to hear about new terms. Do not worry. This is a course that's the point of it, exposing you to new things, exposing you to different things. So we get it going. And thank you, Alyssa Perez. Am I supposed to be reading your contract, or is that for Sheila Jane and Joanna to benefit you?
I was trying to submit the field trip paper thing on the RSVP.
Are you having problems submitting it on the RSVP?
I'm just trying to take like a picture of it.
Oh, okay, okay. Cool, cool. No, no, no problem. Thank you so much. All right, cool. All right, so we'll be learning the learning objectives today. Learning objectives are three things that we're gonna try to be going through. So if I could get Giselle Batres to read the first bullet point.
Understand how taxes, interest, and compounding work together to shape personal and national financial systems, and recognize the impact of early investment and factors on long-term growth.
Yeah. We've all heard these terms. This compound interest is going to be a new subject that we're going on, but interest is a percentage of money that you pay or you gain, depending if it's an investment or a loan. And we're going to focus, it's going to be a very basic understanding. People dedicate 8 years of college to kind of get the finances under their belt, but let's take it nice and slow. If I could get Gail Garcia to read the second bullet point.
Distinguish between saving and investing by examining how risk, return, and initiation affect financial outcomes, and learn to align financial goals with appropriate strategies.
Yep, appreciate you. And if I could get Miss Leanne to read the third bullet point.
Explore common investment vehicles and learn how
Diversification.
diversification reduces risk and supports long-term financial stability and growth.
All right, thank you, Miss Leanne. Appreciate you. So it was going to be a lot of new subjects. This is going to be, these are good subjects because this is what prepares you to a more productive future. Learning this, understanding this now, investing in yourself, putting money and really investing in yourself early, it's a huge gain. Because say if you and me both put $10,000 because of my age, in my late 30s, I put 10,000, and your age of 16, 17, so you got me by 20 years. We both put in that same $10,000 with the compound interest and stuff. Like, you guys will be very well off by just letting your money sit and grow. But we'll be breaking it a little bit into that as we go. So we'll go to the next PowerPoint slide. All right, understanding interest and compounding. So simple interest is pretty much this. When you borrow $100, you have to pay interest. For this example, say you borrow $100 from the bank, and at a 7% interest, you have to pay back. On a simple interest, you pay it back, but you pay it back to the bank. So out of 100, you pay $107. But when you're saving or investing that money at, say, 7%, you invest $100 and you get $7 in gains to make your total 107. And they do it every year. So just by investing in yourself little by little, like, you'll make a huge difference. And pretty much interest, the cost of borrowing money or the reward of lending or saving money. So, and now the compound interest is every year that 5% interest that you gain, if you don't take it out, increases the amount that you gain. So the first year you're at 105. After the second year, now you're that 5% on the 105. So we'll probably watch a quick video here just to see, but there's a compounding interest video that we're gonna see. It's turn $100 into $1 million, but in sense is if you invest $100 every day. So in a sense, at age 14, some of you guys are 16, some of you are 18, just $100 a month. You'll have over $250,000 on the $60,000 actual investment, but it's based off the $100. We'll watch this quick video that breaks down compounding a little bit more, and then we'll go from there.
Let's assume a very generous bank offers to pay John and Lisa a return of 10% per year, and they each invest $1,000 called a principal. John wants to spend the interest each year and only keep the principal in the bank, while Lisa wants to save for 30 years, so she doesn't take the interest out each year. In John's case, the 10% amount to $100 each year. So after 1 year, he'll have $1,100 in his account, out of which he'll take $100. After the second year, he'll once again have $1,100 in his account, out of which he'll take $100. After the 30th year, he'll have $1,100 as usual and take $100. He will be left with $1,000 in his account. So his principal and the returns he made amount to $100 multiplied by 30, so another $3,000. A grand total of $4,000 that he made over 30 years. Lisa, on the other hand, will make more. After 1 year, she will have $1,100 in her account, but she keeps everything there. After the second year, she will earn 10% of those $1,100, and not only on the initial $1,000. Therefore, she will have $1,100 plus $110, so $1,210. After the third year, she will earn 10% of those $1,210 and have $1,331. After year 30, she will have $17,449.40, over 4 times more than John.
My work is easy because I use ClickUp. Here's how.
All right, that's like a very brief understanding of how you keep going. But Let's see if we can get the presentation back going. But it's just understanding that you leave money in the bank or an investment vehicle or investment account or stocks or this, well, not really stocks, in a certain uh how should I say, a certain retirement account. You just let it sit, but you just keep adding a little bit, a little bit, a little bit. Eventually, at the 10, 15, 20-year mark, that money takes a spike because of the interest has been accumulating over and over and over. Because I have a more higher risk that I invested in maybe 30 days ago, but it's with crypto and it's based off the compounding effect because you're day trading on stuff like that. But the first initial month and stuff you don't see, but as the days go by, because you're doing actually 2 trades a day, it gets faster and faster and faster because of the compounding at a faster rate. So this is going to be a lot of new subjects. This is going to be a lot of new things to consider. But we'll jump to the next slide. Okay, now we'll run to our first question. Why do you think saving or investing earlier in life can make a bigger difference than starting later, even if the monthly amount is small? How might this change the way you think about money now? So I want you to take a little bit more time. I want you to at least a nice full sentence. There's no right or wrong answer here. Everything is accepted as long as there's nothing inappropriate. So take your time and put this in the chat. I'm gonna give you a minute or two I want you to really think about it. Why do you think saving and investing earlier in life can make a difference bigger than starting later? All right, if I could get random, Robert Espinoza, what's your opinion?
I think saving or investing earlier in life can make a bigger difference than starting later because just for emergencies.
Ah, that's good. That's a good one. You have more money saved for emergency. Good one. Thank you. All right, if I could get Franklin Retana.
I said that if you save earlier, that you could get more money from interest if for the longer amount of time that you have the money in savings.
Yeah, well said. Thank you so much. If I could get Miss Chiraez, Leila.
I said that saving money and investing earlier can help you save money for emergencies and you can feel financially secure in the future.
Yeah, well said. And one last but not least, Leonardo Lizarraga. What's your opinion?
Um, as we get older, we're gonna have less years ahead of us, and we might as well do it when we're young, so that we have that when we're older, and we can enjoy it when we're older.
Yeah, straight to the point. As he's very honest, as we get older with less time. Less time, and when you have less time, you have less time to make money. It's very simple. Well said. All right. Thank you guys for participating. Thank you for your guys' cool responses. I do appreciate that. And then we go from here. Let's jump to the next one. All right. This right here, we're going to break it down. This is the difference between saving and investment, risk, return, and inflation. Like we know savings is a very simple concept. You take your money, you put it in a piggy bank the old school way. When you don't have a bank, you're under 18, you have to get your parents' permission to get a bank and everything. But once you're an adult, you have a bank account. They have two traditional things, checking account and a savings account. Checkings is for your daily use that has connected to your debit card. Savings account is to save. We all know that. If you could save 10 to 30% of your income, that would be a huge boost as time goes on. And then investing, in a lot of ways, it's investing. Investing is putting money to make you money. There's hundreds of ways. The traditional ways we're going to talk about is stocks, bonds, index funds, or mutual funds, or exchange trade funds, real estate, and there's more. There's hundreds of ways to invest, and even there's hundreds of ways to invest in each one of those things. But the first thing I'm going to encourage is investing in yourself. You guys taking this class or being part of the Banning Business program is huge because you have to invest in yourself. And because if you don't invest in yourself, you're not going to be in a position to invest highly, to save, to that. Then we're going to get into inflation and real returns. Inflation is the cost of living. When I was a kid, I could go to McDonald's with $5 and get a lot of stuff. You guys go to McDonald's with $5, I don't think you get a Happy Meal. So that's the cost of living changes. So that's called inflation. This subject sucks, but the more we live, the more everything slightly costlier. And that affects what you're making. So that's why it's good to have different investments, to have some grow more to protect you against the cost of living rising in inflation. And then fees, taxes, and costs. We pay fees on everything. Welcome to the United States of America. To have a bank account, guess what? You pay fees. To have investment accounts. Every time I make money, I don't get charged. That's why compounding is cool. But once I take the money out of account, it's from like a 2% to a 50% charge on the money I made with the fees and taxes. It depends on what stuff like that. So that's really important. Fees, taxes, and costs. To invest costs money. Once your money grows, that's why you want to let it sit in your account for a long time, because once you're at a certain age, they take less or nothing. Or if we get into future details, they have a Roth IRA. You put all the money in there, and for the next 20 years, it could grow. And if you get it after age 50 or 65, depending, they don't charge you at all. So a lot of people protect themselves that way. And you got to learn when to save versus when to invest. Because saving's cool, but if you invest with your savings on a good productive stock, bonds, it speeds up your gains. It speeds up your potential to make money. And at the end of the day, risk. No guarantees in investing. I've switched my investment strategy and I'm a little bit more in Europe, Italian banks, defense companies in Germany, and then I have a very high risk one that I know I could lose it all. I put the money in there in this cryptocurrency exchange and day trading that I know tomorrow it might disappear, but I accept that. I accept that risk for the gains. And we'll watch a short video that's going to break apart all this, the savings, the investment, and stocks a little bit more, because this is just a brief understanding. So I'm trying to give you just different points of views on these subjects.
All kinds of stuff Professor Dave explains. Most people have heard that investing is the best way to accumulate wealth. Investment is the act of redirecting resources from being consumed today so that they may create benefits in the future. More precisely, investment is the use of assets to earn income or profit. The wealthiest individuals in the world became wealthy through successful investment of their assets. Let's go over the basics regarding common ways that people invest. Stocks and bonds are two of the most common forms of investment. A stock is a representation of ownership in a public company. They can be risky to purchase as their prices can change dramatically and unpredictably, but often the bigger the risk, the bigger the potential reward. There are two ways for stockholders to make money: dividends and capital gains. Dividends are profits paid out 4 times a year to all shareholders. The size of the dividend depends on the profit of the company. Capital gains are when a stockholder simply sells their stock for more than they originally paid for it. If the stockholder made a profit, it's a capital gain. If they lost money, it's a capital loss. A market for buying and selling stock is called a stock exchange. Brokerage firms are businesses that help stockholders trade stocks and sometimes even deal out stocks. These days, anyone can easily access the stock exchange on their phone through apps that offer brokerage services. A bond is essentially an IOU issued by a corporation or by some level of government. When you buy a bond, you are loaning money in return for a guaranteed payout at a later date. Bonds are usually a more stable investment than stocks. There are 3 components of bonds: their coupon rate, maturity date, and par value amount. The coupon rate is the interest rate that a bond issuer will pay to the bondholder. The time at which payment to a bondholder is due is called the bond's maturity. A bond's par value, assigned by whoever issues the bond, is the amount to be paid to the bondholder at maturity. In order for investment to take place, an economy first must have a financial system, which is the network of structures and mechanisms that allows the transfer of money between savers and borrowers. As we learned in the previous tutorial, when people save their money, they often are actually lending funds to others. Savers and borrowers may be linked directly through what's known as financial intermediaries. Financial intermediaries are institutions that help move funds from savers to borrowers. They include banks, which we learned about in the previous tutorial, but they also include mutual funds, hedge funds, and pension funds. A mutual fund pools the savings of many individuals and invests this money in a variety of stocks, bonds, and other financial assets. A hedge fund is a private investment organization that employs risky strategies that can often make huge profits for investors. In general, these investors already have tremendous wealth and are knowledgeable about investing. A pension fund is income that some retirees receive after working a certain number of years or reaching a certain age. In some cases, injuries may also qualify a working person for certain pension benefits. Employers set up pension funds by collecting deposits, and pension fund managers then invest those deposits in stocks, bonds, and other financial assets. In general, the best way to invest your money is to put it in a diverse range of securities. This reduces risk, especially when stock or bond prices drop. Therefore, people often invest some of their money in more risky ventures, but invest the rest in more stable funds. It is also better to invest money earlier in life. This is because one of the greatest assets is time. The longer your money is invested in securities, the more it will grow. Put another way, you make more money on the money your money already makes. When investing money, it's important to consider the 2 types of interest: simple and compound. Simple interest is based on the principal amount of a loan or deposit. Compound interest is based on the principal amount and the interest that accumulates on it in every period. Thus, it can be regarded as interest on interest. Simple interest is only calculated on the principal amount of a loan or deposit. The formula looks like this. A equals P times the quantity 1 plus RT, where A is the final amount, P is the initial principal balance, R is the annual interest rate, and T is time, usually in years. Compound interest is calculated based on both the principal and interest accrued. The formula looks like this. A equals P times the quantity 1 plus R over N raised to the NT power, where A is the final amount, P is the initial principal balance, R is the interest rate, N is the number of times interest is applied per time period, usually in years, and T is the number of periods elapsed. Let's look at an example. Say you loaned $10,000 to a friend and they agreed to pay it back in 5 years with an annual simple interest rate of 5%. After 5 years, the amount of interest you would get would be $2,500, as the total amount they would repay would be $12,500, which is the original principal plus the interest. Now say you loaned $10,000 to a friend and they agreed to pay it back in 5 years with an annual compound interest rate of 5%. Because you really want to make some money, you also make sure that interest is compounded monthly, or 12 times a year. After 5 years, the amount of interest you would get would now be $2,833.59, and your friend would have repaid you a total of $12,833.59. This example serves to illustrate that compound interest is far superior to simple interest when investing your money. Whenever consumers evaluate an investment, they must balance the risks involved with the rewards they expect to gain from the investment. In general, the higher the potential return on an investment, the riskier that investment is. In the next tutorial, we will look at one of the riskiest ways to borrow money: credit cards.
All right. So that just gave a larger breakdown of exactly what savings and investments and risk and return and stuff like that. And well, we should get into credit cards in the next couple days too, or next couple weeks. But that's why these are all like complex subjects that people dedicate their careers to trying to understand. They dedicate, 4 to 6 to 8 years of college and universities to try to, understand this position. So, but don't worry about this is a lot of new information and stuff like that, but just take your time, and understanding these is important because this is something you're going to deal with for the rest of your life. You're going to deal about how to save. You're going to deal with about how to be a more productive person. So those will be huge for you to start understanding now. And we'll go into the next slide. All right, here again, describe a short-term goal you have and a long-term. I want two. So short-term and long-term. Which would you assign to saving? So as a short-term goal, put what your goal is. Is it saving or investment? And then put long-term goal. Is it saving or investing? And a brief explanation. So I'm gonna give you a little bit more time. I want you guys to take a little bit more time on reflecting on these questions and go. And remember that Joanna keeps track of everyone who participates and everyone who does not. So I just want to make sure you guys make your money. So again, describe a short-term goal you have and a long-term goal. Which would you assign to savings and which to investing? So please let me know. I'll give you a couple minutes. They'll put on some music and then we'll get back to it. part, start putting in the chat. We give you one more minute because no one's updated, so everyone's taking time to do it. So we'll give you a couple more minutes to make sure. All right, thank you guys for starting to put everything in. So let's see. Miss Angie Rodriguez, could you explain your answers, please?
Yeah. Mm, the short is because saving money can be good at the future, and the long one is because it's good to have my own house.
Yeah, and that is long-term wealth. Yeah. Thank you so much, Miss Angie Rodriguez. And could I get Jennifer Ruiz? ¿Qué es tu opinión en esta respuesta? ¿De largo plazo o de corto plazo y por qué?
Eso porque mi, el que sería a corto plazo sería encontrar un trabajo, empezar a ahorrar y a largo plazo, con el dinero que tengo ahorrado, poner en negocio.
Ok. ¿Y cuál piensas que es mejor para usted? ¿El largo plazo o el corto plazo?
A largo plazo. A largo
No.
plazo.
Okay, gracias. Muy amable. All right, and if I could get Eileen Martinez, what's your opinion?
Um, one short-term goal I have is getting A's and B's, and then a long-term goal I have is saving money. So when I'm older, I'm able to live a comfortable life and own my own property.
Yeah, cool, cool. And what would be I know you're younger now, but what would be a comfortable life for you?
Probably like not having to worry like if I have enough for like something like like I don't know, it's hard to explain.
That sounds like maybe financial stability, where it's like you don't have to worry about bills, you don't have to worry
Yeah,
about.
like yeah, financial stability.
All right, cool, cool. Well said. Thank you so much. All right, and Adrian Garcia, could I get your opinion?
Yeah. Short term goal, like I'll pick saving for like something I want, like I don't know, and a long term goals for investing, like if I want a house or something, or like a mansion.
Yeah, cool, cool,
Yeah.
cool, man. Everything's possible. Good stuff. All right, appreciate you, man. Thank you. All right. And let's see if I could get who else? Genesis Maldonado, what's your opinion?
Um, hold on.
They're not ChatGPT in that shit.
I'm not.
All right, so Genesis Maldonado. There's no right answer. Don't trip. 'Cause I know when I called you, if the mic was on, all you hear is beep, 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 talking shit. So what's your opinion?
That's long term.
No, long term is getting a property.
Oh, a short term goal that I have is to save up to get a car, and a long term goal is maybe to like, I don't know, save up for like a house or something, or just an apartment to start, and then
Yeah,
save up.
that's cool. Well said. Good shit, Genesis. Appreciate you. All right. You see, everyone has like similar goals and stuff like that, but we'll go there. So let's go on to the next slide. All right. Here we go. Common investment vehicles. Like we talked about, stocks is purchasing directly actions in a business. in a business. Google, Apple, even smaller businesses, they have actions to stocks. Private equities, you could do it through Robinhood, through Fidelity, through E-Trade. There's a lot of intermediaries that help you invest in stocks and equities, but pretty much you're buying a share of a company. So you're a owner. Bonds, they said in the other video, bonds is like giving your money as a loan to a government. Bonds are very popular in the federal government, state government, local government, Los Angeles, and then the cities within Los Angeles also do bonds. And businesses at times do bonds that you're letting them borrow money, and then what you're doing is getting interest for it. Mutual funds and ETFs, this is money that you would just invest. Say if I have $1,000, I give this company mutual fund or ETF, and they get $1,000 from 1,000 people. And some people are millions of dollars of millions of people. And they take this account and they invest it. And you don't have control where they invest it, but they let you know in the area. Are they in tech? Are they in biotech? Are they in sciences? Are they in hospitals, medical? So and you just trust them and they charge you a percentage of the gains and for managing it. Real estate, we have a lot of people that are part of Youth Champions that focus on real estate and that's their niche in the world. So if you guys are interested into real estate investment, which could be rental properties, which could be land, which could be storages, which could be apartment complex, commercial buildings, housing, those are all real estate and real assets. Real estate is, as maybe still in the last 56 years, is the biggest generator of wealth for someone. Someone who could just work a hard job, but little by little he invests in real estate. By the time he retires, he could be considered a multimillionaire by riding in the real estate market. And retirement tax advantage account. Obviously, you guys are 16 to 18. If you guys would consider start making a retirement account, which would be rare, but that account would benefit you huge. And that's what we talked about, compound interest and putting $100 a month into account for the next 20 years. Dude, that $100 a month will turn into hundreds, possibly millions of dollars, depending on the market and the interest. And then diversification. When we talk about diversification, we talk about intimately about having different money in different places. Like I could give you a little insight on me. Like I have personal, I have stocks. I invested a couple years into like the traditional ones, the stocks of Google. I sold Apple a while back, but and then and the stocks of biotech. And I've told you that I transferred some to safer bonds outside the US and banks in Italy and defense contractors in Germany. And then I also have a high risk one regarding that I mentioned is in little words that I invest in cryptocurrency. Be very cautious. That's highly risk, and I still struggle understanding what the heck cryptocurrency is going to do for society. And some people they didn't even consider that they invest in commodities. Commodities is gold, oil, and some other commodities. Actually, I know people who invest in soybeans. That dude, and now this is an environment where you could invest and bet on anything, which is kind of scary. But yeah, so that would be where we head on. So we'll go on to the next slide. All right. So this will be more of a quick answer, but we'll give you a couple minutes and some music. Why is diversification spreading across all assets, stocks, real estate, cryptos, advances, often safer than putting all the money into one stock? So what's your guys' opinion there? So put that in. We'll put on some music once Sheila Jane wakes up, and we will give you guys a couple minutes to answer that question. Remember, there's no right or wrong answer here. Here is your opinion. Your opinion's right for you. most of the answers put up. Let's see. Give it a couple minutes to get the other people logged in. All right, mostly everybody put everything in. So we'll continue. If I could get Edna Tapia, could you please let me know your opinion, please?
I said that diversification is often safer because it's less likely to get like your money stolen.
Yep. Cool. Thank you for your part. And if I could get Mariana Siqueiros, I might be killing your name. I do apologize. All right. So when you get a chance, Miss Mariana, uh,
I'm sorry, it wasn't letting me.
sure, I believe, or you're switching from YouTube. That's good. I saw the reflection off your glasses, but let's keep going.
My opinion on it is that it could be a risk because it could go wrong. Sometimes it doesn't always pan out.
Yeah. No, it can be if you don't play your cards right. Everything's a risk. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Mariana. And if I
Yes.
could get Emmanuel, once he wakes up, what's your opinion?
I think like it's safer if you put it on like different stocks because if one goes bad, like if you have all your money on one stock and it goes bad, then you lose all your money.
Yep, that's true. That's high risk. Risk is neither good or bad. It's just a reality. Well said. Appreciate you. All right. Cool. And we'll jump on to the next slides and we'll go from there. All right. This coming up weeks, we're gonna get into the nitty gritty of like taxes and stuff like that. That's why it's really cool to consider the field trip. This finance park is a fake city. You go in there, it's a fake city. I don't know if you guys been there already, but they give you a tablet and they give you real life simulations. So those simulations put you through real burdens. Like you say, do I invest? Do I buy food? Do I pay taxes? Do I go on vacations? And it's pretty cool. So I would be grateful you guys have till tomorrow to do that. And remember, this provides you, I think, 4 points, and it's really cool. So all this stuff that we're going to be learning the next couple of weeks is going to put into play intimately at that field trip, which is on February 7th and February 14th. But please, it's due tomorrow. If you guys don't turn it in, you guys are missing out not only on a cool field trip, but money. Make your money, and that means going to class and doing your homework and field trips. And you get free lunch at the same time. So we'll go on to the next PowerPoint slide. So here, like I said, doing your homework, turning in your workbooks, which are due today or tomorrow at 5, is important. So I'll give you a minute to finish up your workbook so you could hopefully turn it in today. But if not, you have till tomorrow at 5 and put in your Google Calendar, Apple Calendar, Android Calendar, or write it in your planner to make sure to take care of that. So I'll give you 1 minute to take care of that, 2 minutes to take care of this. Fill in whatever's left, copy, paste, chat GPT, do what you got to do, just make it in your own words and keep going from there. All right, we're finishing up this. A couple seconds more, and we'll continue on with the light announcements on my part, and then Sheila or Joanna will fill in the stuff I mess up on. So we will go from there. All right, like we said, next class is yada yada yada, but we'll go on the last slide as time permits. Like I mentioned a couple times, the field trip Junior Achievement Park is due tomorrow. You get paid, you get free lunch. I'm gonna try to be there on February 7th. It's cool to run into you guys. If you guys are able to make it. Um, check it out. It's worth it. I've already mentioned it a couple times. Ignite series speakers. Miller McCoy. Don't know who he really is. I researched him. He seems pretty cool. He's on February 2nd. This is easy money because this is Zoom. All you got is RSVT by tomorrow. You Zoom, you get points. Zoom, put it on mute, put it in the background, whatever, just show up and you get paid. And that's good if you miss points. It's always good to make up on the Ignite series. Leader form is now open. So if any of you guys want to put an SL by your name and be cooler than the person next to you and participate, that's also this is a free Mustang immersive experience. This is cool. It's Ford Mustang to have a museum in LA. If you ask for this, you get 4 free tickets. So if you want to check it out, check it out. It's free. Why not? I'm gonna register so next time I'm in LA, I could enjoy the Ford Mustang experience. And whoever is gonna help me with the announcements, Miss Sheila Jane will fill in the cool stuff that I bypassed.
No worries. So yeah, for the first Gen U Career Institute, this is actually only for alumni, and I don't think we have an alumni here, so we don't have to announce that part. But yes, guys, for those who aren't a student leader from last year, you can actually apply to be one this year. You don't have to worry about stepping up in the breakout rooms that you did not have a training for. You will have a training on February 13, 5:30 p.m. So if you'd like to step up and be a student leader, that would be much appreciated. And you're also gonna go out of your comfort zone by handling this breakout room. So yes, that's for the student leader part. For the college match program, if you are in a college match right now, this is not part of you champions, by the way. I just want to clarify that. If you are in college match program right now, you can just go ahead and fill out the form. If you're not, and if you don't know what college match is, you don't have to worry. You don't have to fill out the form. But yes, for the free Mustang immersive experience, what's great about this is like what Pablo said, you can get 4 free tickets. And what you're gonna do is first step is you have to fill out the form. After you fill out the form, you will receive an email of a voucher code, and then you would have to go to the website of the free Mustang immersive experience website. You have to fill out your information, choose a date, and then enter the voucher code. So it's gonna be free. But if you're gonna get 4 tickets, you have to fill out the form 4 times and check out 4 times as well, because you don't get to check out like four in one time. You have to do it one by one each time because it's one voucher code per one ticket. But yes, I think that would be all. Oh, actually, for the field trip, I do know that most banning students have already gone through field trips, but for this specific cohort, zero of you went to the JA Finance Park because I think Miss Finley is only doing like 11, 12 or something like that. So, guys, if you would like to take this opportunity to earn more points, like what Pablo said, please go to the Junior Achievement Finance Park. You can either choose February 7th or 14th day, and we really want you to earn more stipend this semester. And for those who didn't earn, we want you to earn. So please make use of this opportunity to go to this field trip, earn 4 points, and yeah, like earn more money this semester. Like literally the straight thing that I can say. But that would be all. If you have questions, please do let us know. And I think that's all. We would have to let you go. And thank you so much. Please send us an emoji before you go, Pablo. Literally, Pablo. Thank you so much, Pablo, for this class as well. And we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
If you have any questions, stay behind. If not, you go to your next class. You don't gotta go home, but you gotta log off this Zoom.